Guys, if you're thinking about going solar, before you even buy an inverter, you need to start with the very basics. So in front of me today, we have an eco-worthy 12-volt, 300-amp battery, and then we have a solar kit that I bought from them as well, because I like to match brands and components. And in the solar kit, we've got two MC4 connectors that go from the charge controller to the battery. It actually comes with the charge controller. Then we've got some splitter cables so we can parallel or put these in series. And when I say these, we're going to come over, and what we have here are two 100-watt solar panels from eco-worthy as well. So the kit comes with the two panels, it comes with all the necessary cables, it comes with the charge controller, all the manuals, all the adapters, the connectors, it even comes with brackets to mount these panels, and then the battery I bought separately, also from eco-worthy. So let's pull the camera and I want to show you exactly the components, and then we're going to hook it up, and I'm going to show you how you can use this battery without an inverter, although you can add one later on if you really want to make this a very versatile setup. So just to get a closer look at what we're working with here, the kit, and there's two pieces. So there's the solar kit and then there's the battery, which are separate. The solar kit comes with the two 100-watt panels. It comes with two nice lengths of MC4 connector, two bare wire, so we can go into the charge controller, which it also comes with. And I want to point out that these cables are pretty heavy duty, and it's nice that it comes with both the positive and the negative, because generally you have to buy this stuff separate. It then comes with two what are called Y cables. You can basically hook the positive and the negative one panel into this, the positive and negative of another panel, or you can parallel them, you can go in series. It allows you to do a lot of different things with these Y cables. Now you don't need these, because if you're going to go in series, you can just hook the positive and negative on the panels together, and then you take the positive and negative and wire them back. But this allows you to add even more panels. It comes with brackets, so that way you can mount the panels to a more permanent location if that's what you want to do. And then it also comes with the bare wire to ring terminal connectors that we're going to wire onto the battery itself, so that way we can charge the battery. And then finally the kit comes with the charge controller itself. This is a very basic charge controller, but it's going to do exactly what you need it to do with those panels connected to this battery. And then finally, the battery I bought separately. This is an awesome battery, and we're going to dive into this more in just a little bit. But I'm going to throw an image on the screen right now just so you can take a look at the data sheet of the battery. It's got the model, it's got the rated voltage, which is 12.8. It's a 300 amp hour or 3,840 watt hour battery. Okay, so we have some really nice sunlight right now. So what I want to do is I want to take the two panels and I'm going to go ahead and lean them against this table and aim it right up at the sun. But what we're going to do is take the Y adapters and we're going to connect these up. So to wire these in parallel is really easy. We're just going to basically take these adapter cables that came with it, or the Y cables as I like to call them, and we're going to wire the two positives together, and we're going to wire the two negatives together. So if we're looking at the first cable right here, so let's go ahead and just connect the positives from one panel, and we're going to go ahead and connect the positive from the other panel. Now that those are connected together, we're going to take the next adapter cable that came with it, and we're going to connect the negatives together. There we go. And now that we're all connected up, let's go ahead and turn the panels, let's position them nicely on the table, and then we're going to wire this into the charge controller, and I'll show you how that works. So what I've done here is I've positioned the panels in front of the table, and we'll probably move them out and get a little bit of a better angle. But what I want to do right now is I want to start hooking up the charge controller. So I'm going to throw an image on the screen again so you can see this, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to wire in where it shows the panels, we're going to wire in the bare cables for the MC4 connectors, and then where it shows the battery, we're going to wire in this cable right here, which is basically two bare wires that go to two ring terminals so we can hook it up to the battery. Okay, so what I've got here right now are the cables, the bare ends, and the ring terminals. And this is what you're going to hook up to the charge controller where it shows the battery symbol, because this is going to be power coming out of the charge controller and it's going to be charging the battery. Now both of these cables are black. I would have liked if one was red, but what you should do is maybe put a little piece of tape on one so that way you know which is the positive cable so you don't get them mixed up. On the charge controller itself, it shows positive and negative on both the solar panel symbol and the charge controller symbol. So let's go ahead right now. Before we hook anything up to the battery, I'm just going to hook these up to the charge controller itself. And I'm just going to thread this in here nicely. This is, like I said, it's showing the battery symbol. So we're going to go ahead and tighten that down. And these cables have a lot of extra thread. You can actually trim some of that off and make the cable just a little bit shorter. Now I'm going to take the other end right here. I'm going to thread that in under the clamp and make sure we have that nice and tight. So next I'm going to take the MC4 cables, and these come in black and red, so it's a little bit easier to see what color is going to what polarity. And we're going to hook these up to the solar. I'm just going to push that in there nice and tight. Now these cables can actually be hooked up to these little, I don't know what the right word is, adapters. So you can take the cable and you can crimp these ends on, and this would actually be a lot easier to connect into the charge controller. And I'll probably do that in the future, but for today's video demonstration, I'm just going to connect it directly up to the terminals of the charge controller. But I do recommend using these going forward, and it actually comes in black and red, so you've got negative and positive. So next I'm going to take the negative cable. Okay, so I wedged that in there. Everything is all nice and tight. I also want to point out that the charge controller, and hopefully you can see this on the screen, it's very bright out here, it does have a light symbol right here. And the light is basically if you have this in, say, a utility closet inside of a camper van, maybe a garage or a shed, and it's dark, you can actually wire a 12-volt light, or 24-volt I believe, up to this, and it'll just give you light in the area that you're working. I'm going to take the bolts that came with the battery, and we're going to take those ring connectors, we're going to check the polarity to make sure that we're doing positive to positive and negative to negative, and then we're going to wire those up to the battery. All right, so I traced the cable back. This one is going to positive. All right, so those are nice and tight by hand, but we're going to use the screwdriver, get them even a little bit tighter. Next up, I just want to show you the charge controller now that we've connected the battery. We're showing 13.1 volts on the battery. We're showing the battery symbol. We're showing the light symbol. We are not showing the solar panel symbol. And the reason the light is there is these terminals are live now because they're powered by the battery. So if you wanted to plug a light in, you could do that. Now I want to hook up the panel. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect them, and they only go one way, so you can't mess up the polarity here. So we're just going to plug these right in to the panels themselves. And now we have solar hooked up. Okay, it's unfortunately very bright outside, but if we can scroll through the screen a little bit, you kind of have to play with this. So this shows from the panel to the battery. Right now we're pulling in 10.1 amps. It's fluctuating a little bit. We're showing from the battery to the light. We're not supplying anything because we don't have any load right now. And our system is standing by at 13.4 volts. So we are pulling in power. We are charging the battery. This charge controller does not show you the exact wattage that you're pulling in from the panels. I will have to calculate that with a multimeter. But yeah, the setup is very, very easy. So now with this charge controller hooked up to these panels, you can see just how easy it is to set up a system like this to charge whatever it is that you want to charge from solar. Now I pulled the camera way back because I really want to get all of this within the frame. A system like this is great because if your introduction to solar is basically this, if you have no background with solar, all you have to do is go out and buy a nice size battery, and this eco-worthy 12-volt 300 amp battery is actually a very nice size. You can go lower, but in my personal opinion, I would get a higher capacity battery, so a higher amperage, because you're going to have a much longer runtime. Then you go out and you buy the solar kit. The solar kit was under $200, comes with both panels, the charge controller, all the cables that you need. And the good thing is, if you want a charge controller that can show you some more information, such as the voltage coming in, the wattage coming in, more information going out, you can just simply upgrade the charge controller, but you've still got the panels, you've still got the cables, you've still got the battery. A system like this allows you to upgrade individual components. And the reason I want to go with a larger battery is, let's say we're using this setup and we want to put it in our garage because we have no power in the garage. Well, the natural question is going to be, well, what can this power? There's no inverter currently hooked up to the system. Well, we could take these panels, we can mount them on the garage roof, we can put the battery inside with the charge controller, and we automatically have a 12-volt power supply now at all times in the garage. So we can charge our lawn equipment. If we have a battery-powered lawnmower, if we have battery-powered, string trimmer, snowblower, whatever it is, you can connect it to a 12-volt source, which is what this battery is, and charge that equipment. You don't need an inverter for that. You can charge phones from this. You could run a 12-volt fridge. Maybe your camper has a 12-volt fridge, or your camper has a 12-volt system in general, and you just have to supply a battery. That's where you would supply a battery like this and solar panels like these, and you don't have to worry about how am I going to recharge it. I don't need a generator. Solar will recharge this for you. Then obviously later down the line, you can add an inverter to a system like this. And if you want to add an inverter, you keep everything exactly the way it is, and you just simply take the inverter and you connect the positive and negative to the battery, and when you're using the inverter, it's pulling power from the battery. Solar is constantly charging the battery. When you're not using the inverter, you have no load, and the battery is just going to continue to charge until it's totally topped off. I'm bringing the camera in kind of close here because there's one thing that I want to point out that not a lot of batteries have, and it's so bright you're probably not going to be able to see it. There is an on-off switch on this battery, and you can press it to turn it on, you can press it to turn it off, and what it has is a screen here so you can see the percentage of the state of charge of the battery. You can see if there's an alarm condition for a high temp, a low temp. You can see if the battery is full or empty. You can see if there's a fault. It just gives you a lot of information right on the screen of the battery. Now, a lot of folks say, well, I can get a battery with Bluetooth. Yeah, you can do that, but do you want to always have to have your phone or some type of device nearby to just check the battery real quick? Because I personally don't. I like to be able to walk into a utility closet or a garage or a shed, see the battery, press a button, and see immediately on the screen, what am I dealing with? Is this battery empty or full? And this allows you to do that very seamlessly. The other thing about this battery that I really like, and you kind of take it for granted when the battery has it, but you really think about it when you don't have it, are these built-in handles. It seems very insignificant, but a battery like this with this capacity is actually a heavy unit. Having built-in handles on either side just makes it so much more convenient. Finally, the other thing that I want to point out, and I mention this in all my videos, and I hope folks are aware of it. So this has lithium iron phosphate batteries. This is not subject to thermal runaway that you would have in a traditional lithium ion battery. Finally, there's one other thing that I think is really important to mention, because we talk a lot about portable power stations on the channel. This setup, exactly as you see it, is perfect to connect to your portable power station. So let's say you have a Bluetti unit, a Jackery unit, an Anchor unit, whatever the brand, it doesn't even matter what the brand is, an OPS unit. You take your portable power station with this whole setup, and then all portable power stations come with the cables that they need to connect to solar. So you're just basically going to take those cables, and if they're MC4, you can connect it directly to the panels. If it's not, you can connect it to the battery and then feed the solar power through the battery into the portable power station. So what's happening is the battery is charging your portable power station, the solar is charging the battery. You basically are just passing power through everything. So that's another option, and we talk a lot about connecting batteries to power stations. This is just a way to incorporate solar into that whole setup. Because I picked all of this equipment up on Amazon because I'm experimenting with different size panels, different types of batteries, different manufacturers of batteries. Because what I'm looking for is I'm looking to get some small panels, I'm looking to get smaller equipment so I can put stuff in my Jeep Wrangler when I go for a 6,000-mile road trip to Yellowstone. And these panels so far are pretty small, they're performing decently, I'm happy with them. I'm gonna have to hook a meter up because I actually wanna see exactly how much power I'm pulling, but I know from the charge controller and from the battery that I am charging. Everything looks great. I'm in direct sun, so I'm very happy about that. And the price is really good. The two panels, the controller, all the cables came in at roughly, I think it was $169, give or take. I'm gonna post links to where I bought all this. I got it all on Amazon. I don't remember the exact price of the battery, and it fluctuates, so I'm gonna put that link on there as well. If you have a similar setup, I'm actually very interested to see how it's working out for you, because like I said, my plan is to take all of this equipment with me in the Jeep when I drive to Yellowstone next year. So it's important that I can test it out now in advance of the trip. Guys, do me a favor, like I said, like and subscribe, leave questions and comments, tell me if you're using this. I will see you on the next one.